Hey, 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 how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Friday with me, Michelle Green. And we are here giving you the KBCR TV show. And this is where we learn credit and financial tips about your finances, about your credit. That's right. We are going to be talking about all things credit. So, all things finances. We are getting into today's topic. And listen, I'm sure that every single one of us can relate to the topic of today, breaking free from credit stress, reclaiming your peace, your power, and your credit score. That is what we are talking about today. But as always, I just want to start with the disclaimer. You know what? Well, first of all, what is credit? What is credit? Credit is the ability for you to be able to purchase something that you don't have enough money for right now by financing it. So, in order to finance it, you need a financial institution that is going to help you to get the full amount of the purchase of whatever it is that you're trying to buy. So, if you are interested in getting credit, you first have to have number one, a good reputation. You have to be able to pay your bills on time. You have to be able to know where to go to get the right type of credit. And those are all answers that we have right here at Kingdom Builders Credit Repair. So if you are not in our program already, make sure that you go ahead and get into the program. And not only do that, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you set your notifications, that little bell at the top right hand corner of the screen. Set your notifications so you never ever forget another time that we go on live and come to you with credit and financial tips right here in the KBCR TV show. Listen, we are powered by the CTR Media Network, which streams this actual video across billions of people in 140 countries all across the world. So I'm trying to tell you, make sure that you tell a friend. Make sure you tell your family member. Make sure that you tell somebody about this opportunity to learn about your credit and finances right here on the KBCR TV show. But let's get into our topic today. So, we are talking about breaking free from the credit stress. How many of us are stressed out right now over our credit? I'm trying to tell you, there are so many people in this world right now that are really just about to pull all their hair out. And for those who have already pulled the hair out on their heads, they're pulling it out in other places, okay? So we are under a lot of pressure in the world, and especially I would say in the United States of America. We are stressed out because things have shifted, things are changing. We got things like artificial intelligence coming into the equation, taking over jobs and being able to do things that an individual person would not be able to do physically, and doing more work and getting it done in an efficient time period and all. So we are under a lot of stress and strain with the new policies and procedures that have come down the line. We are looking at the different policies as it relates to our medical debt, as it relates to our vehicles, as it relates to our housing, as it relates to any kind of debt that we own. Listen, we are looking at credit card increases in interest rates, and we are simply stressed out because of all of the problems that are occurring in the world, and especially when we constantly talk about things. Let me just tell you a secret that will help you to break free from stress with credit and finances. That is, whatever you continue to talk about is going to continue to expand. So if you don't want to be really stressed out, then stop talking about it. Stop talking about it in a negative way. Stop talking about it in a way that causes you to gain more stress. You should know what it is that you have to take care of. And that isn't going to change unless you pay it off, of course, or unless some other circumstances come up or arise in your life that eliminates that debt and responsibility from your life. So, what am I saying? I'm saying to you that you have to think about what you're saying at all times and how it relates to the stress that is being caused in your life. So, let's just start there. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to the people that is in your household? What are you saying to about your financial situation, about your credit every single day? Are you causing the problem of the stress? Or is it the actual items itself? So let's just begin right there at that beginning stage. Okay, so let's stop talking about how bad it is. Let's stop complaining. Let's stop getting down and out and depressed. Let's stop the anxiety of the stress around credit. Let's stop talking about it in that manner. It's nothing wrong that we talk about what we are responsible for, but it's the way that we're talking about it that's causing the problem. So, whatever you talk about grows, whatever you talk about expands, it increases, and it stays around for as long as you decide to talk about it. So, change your language is the first thing that you can do in order for you to resolve the issue around the stress and credit and finances. That's right. So, let's begin there. Now, secondly, we are discussing the fact that when it relates to credit stress, now we have been relieved somewhat around the credit stress of medical debt. A lot of us are having problems because we are so stressed out around credit and debt and our utilities and all these different things that are happening, especially as it relates to the government being shut down. And y'all noticed that just last week I told y'all not to be dependent on those systems. But listen, when it relates to the government shutting down, how does that really affect us? It affects us even if we're not on any type of government assistance, even if we are not dependent on the government in any form, it still affects our livelihood because there are grants, there are loans, there are transactions that cannot move forward. There are people that don't even have the ability to get a paycheck when the government is shut down. So, as it relates to that, we are accruing more stress, and that stress that we are accruing is related directly to our medical expenses. So, how many medical expenses do we have out there, y'all? How many people have been to the hospital several times and in and out of ER, going to the doctor's office, trying to figure out exactly what is going on in your physical body or even in your mental state of mind? Why? Because we are stressed out over credit and finances. But here is a sigh of relief. Okay, are y'all ready? The sigh of relief is simply that in some states, did you know that some states have actually eliminated the medical debt, the medical reporting information about all of those doctors, medical doctors, any type of dentist or vision or any other kind of doctor appearing on your credit. So they are eliminating the medical debt from your credit report. That's right. Even though there was a law that was presented for the whole entire United States to eliminate medical debt, even though that law was not passed, some states have actually decided that they are going to administer a law within their state to establish that no longer will medical debt appear on your credit. So let's talk about the states that have this established. We have Colorado, we have New York, we have Illinois, and California, y'all. What about Maine and Oregon? These are the states that have already adopted the laws around not having any type of medical debt appear on your credit. Now, that's not to say that if this medical debt that a service provider, the doctor, or whomever it is that you receive the medical services from, if they were out of the state, then that does not apply to the in state. This only applies to these particular states. That's Colorado, New York, Illinois, California, Maine, and Oregon that have already adopted laws around not putting the medical debt on your credit. So if you live in one of these states, or maybe you're thinking about moving, you might want to move over to one of those states so you can eliminate having those medical debts continuously accrue, and that will bring about peace of mind in your credit and financial status, okay, in your life. That is why it's so important that you make sure that you are tuned in every single week to the KBCR TV show, because we tell you the things before they even happen. We are telling you about the details of credit and finances before we even have it released in the world. That's right. We get the forefront. We tell you the things before they even happen. And we are helping you to get your mind, to get your life, to get your credit and finances together. So let's get back into this topic, breaking free from the credit stress. One of the other things that happen to us, or as it relates to us, is this emotional and this mental instability where we are not able to sleep. We're not really thinking about our self worth anymore. We are not confident about who we are and what we're able to do. But as it relates to who we are and what we're able to do, and thinking about how this whole problem begins, I want us to really dive deep into where this all starts. It starts with the mindset of comparison. It starts with the mindset of us deciding that we are going to look at somebody else's stuff. We're going to look at what they got going on, and we're going to compete and compare ourselves with someone else. So, what happens is when we take our eyes off of who we actually are, and we begin to look at another person, we're looking at their status financially, we're looking at their credit, we're looking at the things that we think in our minds that they are able to do that we are not able to do. And what actually happens is that we are believing a lie. We are believing a lie because when it relates to people and their emotional and mental status, the reality is the credit and financial status is usually something completely opposite from what we are seeing mentally and emotionally. So let me give you an example. Emotionally or mentally, you may see your neighbor come home with a brand new vehicle. You may see a person that you know, a family member or friend, say that they are in the process of buying a new house. Well, the emotional and the mental stress that comes up in us is that, my goodness, I still don't have my house. I still don't have my new car. I'm over here driving around and I've been working hard every day. I've been going to this job that I don't necessarily like, or I'm in business and things are not working out the way that they used to work out. And I'm not getting as many clients. I'm not making as many sales as possible, and you are feeling some kind of way because you're looking at the neighbor that is coming home in that brand new car, and you're looking at the person that you are connected to as a friend or family member who is saying that they have a new house. Well, what happens is that we believe a lie because in our minds, emotionally, the stress that comes up that causes us not to have a peace of mind about the other people's situation is that we assume that they have it all together. Well, let me just explain. When it relates to anything financial and anything credit wise, things are not top tier. There's always going to be something missing or broken or lacking or without in the equation. Majority of people in the world, but especially in the United States of America, when they are going to make a purchase, when they are buying a house, when they're buying a car, when they're trying to gain credibility for something, one of the things that we do too often is we compare ourselves against somebody else. And in that comparison, the truth of the matter is that the person struggled to get what they got. The truth of the matter is that we believe that they had it easy peasy. We believe that they got that vehicle with no money down. We believe that they got that vehicle with a low monthly payment. When in the truth of the matter is that just buying an average vehicle in today's society, if your credit score is not over a 680, okay, a 680 credit score, then you are paying anywhere from $700 to $1,000 for a vehicle. Oh, wait a minute, Michelle. Wait a minute. Yes, that is right. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that you are accruing stress unnecessarily. Emotionally, you are over there crying and you're feeling like you are a loser. You're feeling like you're not adequate enough in order to have the same things. But the truth of the matter is that you're believing a lie, because the truth is that the average person that is buying a vehicle in today's society in the United States of America, I can't really speak for other countries, but for us, we are being fooled by the lie. Yes, the vehicle looks beautiful. It's nice. It's new. It is got new tires on it. It's top tier. However, what did they have to do in order to get that vehicle? How much money did they have to put down? How much is the monthly payment, and will they be able to maintain and sustain it? See, we need to stop being concerned around other people's business, around other people's credit, around other people's finances. Because why? We are believing a lie. In our minds, we think that they got it going on. We think that they have arrived. We think that, oh my God, they are really doing it in their life. But we don't know how they are sacrificing every single 30 days to make that car note. They are trying to give up everything. They may not even have food on their table because they are sacrificing to live up to a standard for everyone to look at, but not to be truthful about what their actual scenario is, that they cannot truthfully afford what it is that they have. So I want you to understand how to break yourself free from these lies and these things that people are saying. And let's take it over into the housing equation. When you think about someone who is buying a house, when you think about someone who has to go through the actual process of buying a house, if someone tells you that they are buying a house, I want you to come outside of the box of thinking that, oh my God, I'll never be able to buy a house. Oh, they're always being able to buy different houses and they've been able to do this and that. They have multiple properties and they can do all of these things. Well, let me explain to you on the flip side of the equation. Just because someone is a homeowner, it doesn't mean that they are a homeowner outright. What does that mean, Michelle? A homeowner outright means that they still have a mortgage. They have to pay a mortgage every single month. It doesn't mean that they had all the money to go through the full process of closing on the home just because they said that they were in the process of buying a home. It doesn't mean that they had enough of the down payment, the closing costs. It doesn't mean that they were able, if they were selling their home, that they were able to fix up and stage their home so that people could buy it. Maybe they are already in a deficit. And I'm trying to explain to you that while you're over here thinking that they have the best life, they are over there struggling because they don't actually have the money to put down on a new house. They don't have the closing costs. They don't have the down payment. And for those who are selling, they don't even have the money to repair their home or to stage their home so that it can be sold. So please stop with the stress of thinking that other people got it going on when they don't, that other people have it much better than you do, because they don't. Everybody has a certain type of lifestyle that they pretend that they are living. Majority of the time, if they are flashing it in your face and you are thinking like, oh my God, I'll never be able to live up to that kind of standard, then you are believing a lie. 9 times out of 10, the people who are flashing it are the main ones that don't actually have it together. Okay, if they are talking about this and talking about that, if it's necessary for them to always go into detail about how they financially are stable or how they were able to get this and that, access does not mean pay off. Access does not mean your balance is zero. Access does not mean that you are financially stable. Access just means exactly what it is. They have access to be able to go and apply for a home, but it doesn't mean that their credit score is actually right. It doesn't mean that they have the money to put down. It doesn't mean that they're actually going to close because something may pop up on their credit. Something can pop up on their credit at the last minute and they wouldn't be able to go through with that home purchase. And for the ones on the flip side that are selling their house, they may not be able to meet the contract requirements of the people who want to buy the house. And therefore, they end up staying in their home. So I don't want you to look at your neighbor. I don't want you to look at the family member. And I certainly don't want you to look at your friends and the people that you feel are close to you, or even your coworker, or even your boss, or even the business owner. I don't want you to look at anybody else going forward because their scenario is hidden information. You don't know what they have had to do to get to the point that they are at. You don't know the things that they are lying about. You don't know the things that they have not revealed or uncovered or told you in order for them to even get to the process that they're going through. Do you not understand that a majority of the time there are people that are lying on applications? And the reason why the process for buying a home is so tedious, why there is so much paperwork that is involved, is because majority of the people are trying to lie on the applications. They are trying to lie about their credit. They are trying to lie about the different scenarios of what they are responsible for, the things that they didn't pay off, the bankruptcies, the judgments, the liens, the levies that automatically pop up that they didn't tell you about. And that's the reason why it's taken them so long to close on the property. That's why it's taken so long for them to sell the property. That's right. Because, see, right now, today, what we're doing in the credit and financial status of KBCR is we are revealing the lies, y'all, because there are too many people that are stressed out over believing something that is just false information. It is simply false information, y'all. It is not the truth. Majority of the people that are in a credit repair program are there for a particular reason because they know that they got things that they don't want to tell people about. And that's not to say that we're not grateful for our clients, because we absolutely are. And that's why we do what we do. But we want you to be relieved of the stress and the strain of you looking at your neighbor, if you looking at somebody else's life and you're competing and comparing your life to theirs and thinking and assuming that because you see them traveling all the time. Let's talk about that travel, okay? Let's talk about the people who are spending $700 to $1,000 every other month or every single 30 days, and they're going on vacation, but listen, they don't even pay their rent. They don't even pay their mortgage. They don't keep their lights on. They allow things that they have actually engaged into a contract agreement with on their credit, and they are not paying their debts. They are not paying their utilities, y'all. Their lights, their water is being cut off, and you don't even have knowledge of that. That's why we are talking about the way that you can actually relieve yourself of stress. You see them on social media, you see them living in the limelight. They are living like they are a celebrity. They are living like they are big time. But I'm trying to explain to you that the truth of the matter is that they are not truthful about the behind the scenes of their livelihood. As it relates to their credit and finances, they are not in an asset. They are not in a level of receiving an asset. They are in a liability status. A liability is a negative. It is a subtraction. It is a way that they are in a deficit. That means that they don't have what you think that they have. They are just putting on a show. They're pretending. They want you to believe, because just like we want people to believe that we are doing better than what we are, listen, it's just a part of the way that we believe, y'all. And I want you to be relieved today of the stress, around the lies that have been told to you. That's right, lies that have been told to you. Okay, well, if they're always using the credit card, it's probably because they haven't gotten to the point where their card is maxed out yet. And even if the card is maxed out, don't you know that people every single day they pay on their card just barely enough so they can charge something else on it? So when you see somebody traveling and they're using their credit card, when you see someone traveling and they're not using a debit card, they're not using actual cash money, and even if they are, they may be pulling from something that is a bare necessity, but they made the sacrifice for the point of just showing off, just pretending and hoping and praying that when they get back, that their lights are still on. When they get back home, they are hoping and praying that they have enough money to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They are hoping and praying that they have enough money to get them a hot pocket. Okay, I want you to understand that there are so many lies as it relates to finances and credit that you have no clue about. So, why are you stressed out about what you see somebody else got going on when your situation is probably 9 times out of 10 much better than their situation anyway? Because at least you know that you got to take care of your rent. You know that you got to pay your mortgage. You know that you're going to bend over backwards to make sure that your lights and your water and the internet is on so that you can function at a basic bare minimum level. But you're doing that. You're not extravagantly doing things that you know that you cannot afford to do. So I want you today to just take a load off. I want you to stop stressing over the credit and financial status that you have going on and comparing and competing that against another individual. I don't care if it's a celebrity, I don't care what level of income they have. I don't care what it looks like on the outside. Anybody in this day and time can pretend to be something that they are not. We have created an environment in this country to be something that we are not. And 9 times out of 10, most of us have no clue of who our true identity actually is. So I'm asking you today to just take a load off. Be in a state of mind where you take your power back. Take your power back. And you can do that by doing what? Let's look at what we actually have going on. Let's stop and think about what is it that you really want to achieve in your finances and your credit status. What is it that you want to become as a person who is working in the workforce? What is it that you would like to be your goal? Do you want a house? Do you want a car? Do you want to save for retirement? Well, stop looking at everybody else and take your power back and let's sit down, write out exactly what your goal is. Once you sit down and write out exactly what your goal is, then you are beginning to take your power back and allowing your credit score to begin to make the changes that are necessary for it to make, because now you have begun the first stage of succeeding financially. You have begun the first stage of succeeding with your credit when you decide that I'm going to stop looking at the lies. I'm going to stop believing that just because they have on the nice clothes, they drive the nice cars, and they live in the nice houses or the nice neighborhoods, or they go and they travel and they do things for their kids. They're sending their kids to the colleges that you know that you could never afford, but they can't afford it either. They can't afford it. They're hoping and wishing and praying for another deferment. They're praying and hoping and wishing for another forbearance. They are hoping, wishing, and praying for another forgiveness option. They are hoping, wishing, and praying that you never ever find out that they could never even afford it in the first place. So what do? They lie, they cheat, they steal, and they pretend to have something that they really cannot afford. So take your peace back. Take your power back. Stop believing the lie, y'all. We are exposing that lie today. Take your power back to get yourself together. Write out your debts, write out your utilities, and put together a plan that will allow you to get your credit scores up, to stop worrying about what everybody else got going on and focus only on your particular situation. Don't believe the hype anymore. Take your peace back. Stop being stressed. Stop going to the hospital and to the doctor's office and accruing medical debt unnecessarily. Stop doing that and just really face your reality. Open up your debts. Open up the mail. Sit down and do the things that you need to do to focus on what you got to do. That's right. Put together a plan. And if you need any assistance, that's why Kingdom Builders Credit Repair is right here to help you with your budgeting, with your analyzing your finances and your credit. That's what we do. Get into the Kingdom Builders Credit Repair program today. And if you're already in the program, utilize it. Stop wasting time complaining, stressing out, talking about the same things over and over again while you have the opportunity to really change and shift your life completely. Listen, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you are subscribed to the Kingdom Builders Credit Repair TV show and podcast right here at KB Michelle Green everywhere. And also make sure that you are subscribed to the Kingdom Builders Credit Repair YouTube channel everywhere. We are here to help you get your credit and finances together. And listen, for those of you who don't know, we are having a Media and Wealth Summit party on next Saturday. That's October the 11th, 2025, from 11 to 6, right here in Columbia, South Carolina, at the River Center of Saluda Shows. And we are giving back to you, the community of Kingdom Builders Credit Repair, the community of every person that has been affiliated by family or by destiny, to connect with us and collaborate with us in any form. We are giving back to you next Saturday in person. We're going to be giving away money. We're going to be giving away credit secrets. We're going to be giving away investment strategies. We're going to be giving away retirement planning, trust funds. We're going to be giving away the bank, and we're going to teach you how to build a business so that you can increase your income. We're going to teach you how to manage a business. We're going to be teaching you about how to brand your company, how to become a content creator, a podcaster, an influencer. We're going to teach you all things business as well as all things media. We're going to give you everything. In addition to that, listen, we even have the opportunity for you to get a job. That's right. If you're thinking about switching jobs, if you don't have enough income coming in so that you can take care of the things that are on your credit, we are having the a party of the all times next Saturday at the Media and Wealth Summit. You can go and look it up right now. The Media and Wealth Summit next Saturday, October the 11th. We are going to be having people that will sign you up on the spot, do an interview right there at the event on next Saturday. So if you're looking for work, if you're thinking about changing careers, if you're trying to figure out a part-time income, listen, you need to be at the Media and Wealth Summit next Saturday. You need to make sure that you are in the room regardless of any other excuses that you have been making. Stop stressing out and let's be a solution to the problems that we're having. That's what we were created for, is to be problem solvers, not to sit around and accept the problem and act like we can't do anything about it. Not only are we doing that, y'all, we are having business owners be funded on the spot. We have banks and credit unions that will be in the house. We have people that will be helping with disability benefits and showing you how you can gain more income across the line of being disabled, veterans, or whatever your circumstance of your situation is. So do not delay. Get your tickets at kbbulllc.com. Go right now to Kingdom Builders Credit Repair, or Kingdom Builders Business University, which is www.kbbullc.com. You can go either place, click on the link where it says get tickets, and you will be in the room. Once you get your tickets, you will be in a room that is going to blow your mind. That's what this is all about. We are all about the success and well-being of you. So make sure that you're in the room. If you're watching this right now, go ahead to the website and get your tickets. Listen, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting Kingdom Builders Credit Repair and all of our organizations. Thank you for being a part of my life, no matter how you are connected to us. And we just want to say, thank you, thank you, thank you again. And every single time, make sure that you are connected, and we will see you at the top. Let's relieve ourselves of the stress today. All right, guys, until next time, see you next Friday, 12:30 to.
Are you ready to win money for you or your business? It's the party of all times, the Media and Wealth Summit, Saturday, October 11th in Columbia, South Carolina. CTR Media Network and KBBU presents a one-day explosion. Cash, electronics, and grant giveaways, credit secrets, investments, logos, business startups. Become a podcast and TV host with global exposure to 350 million households. Meet DJ Prince Ice, The Savages from Wow Studio One, Soul Food, line dancing, and swag bags. Get tickets now at kbbullc.com. kbbullc.com.